What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brendan. I'm BeamanX45. Today we're coming at you with another video. We have our rules and errata update for the Digimon TCG. Like we talked about our hobby news, there was some new rule and errata information. It's going to be EX10's, the Q&A for EX10. So we're going to look at it, look at some of the card rulings for the new cards from EX10 so we can get used to some of these effects before they even come out on September 19th. So let's get into it. Let's talk about these cards. Let's look at some of these rules. I'll pick a good cross section. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. All right, well, we're gonna get into it here. We have the card Q&A here, right here. So Tumblemon. Can I trash just two Digivolution cards for the conditions of the... No, you can't. The buy condition can't be met if only some of the required actions are performed. The conditions for this inherited effect require you to trash the specified number of cards, which I believe are 3. What does end attack mean exactly? The effect, after this effect activates, the current timing makes a transition to the end of attack timing, for example. If this effect activates during attack declaration timing, it will make a transition to the end of attack timing. A transition to the counter timing or block timing won't occur, and the attack won't succeed. Can an end of attack effect end the attack by a Digimon that isn't affected by effects? Yes, such attacks can be ended, and the attack effects are effects that change the timing. They don't affect the attacking Digimon. So yeah. Cupimon, does this card's your turn effect trigger when my Digimon with Lucimon in its name has this card in its Digivolution cards and moves from the breeding area to the battle area? Yes, it triggers. Yeah. And then Pokemon, does this card's inherited effect trigger if a card is revealed from the deck and trashed? No, it doesn't trigger. Greymon, can I use this card's on play when Digivolving effect to give DP to either my Digimon or my opponent's Digimon? Yes, you can. Another question is, both I and my opponent have EX10 Black or Greymon Ace in our battle areas. If this card's on play when Digivolving effect gives plus 3000 DP to my opponent's EX10 Black or Greymon Ace, what happens to the alternates effect and the DP of both our EX10 Black or Greymon Aces? The alternates effect on both EX10 Black or Greymon Ace activates as their DP becomes 1500 because the DP of your opponent's EX Black becomes 1500. The alternates effect on your EX10 Black or Greymon Ace will activate. In turn, this causes the alternate effect on your opponent's to activate. It can no longer be affected by the plus 3000 DP from this card's effect, and its alternate effect will give it plus 3000. In addition, the conditions for both your alternate effects will still be met even after your opponent's turn ends, and this card's effect is lost. The DP becomes 1500 for both, 15,000 for both. That seems like an overly complicated one. Creepymon, my opponent has no Digimon active. This card's when Digivolving on deletion effect, but none of my opponent's Digimon were deleted at such times. Is the if this card effect didn't delete condition met? Yes, it's met. My opponent has only one Digimon and it has an effect that prevents deletion. Yeah, because if it doesn't delete, even if it attempts to, and the effect that is the if this effect didn't delete condition met, if I activate the cards when Digivolving on deletion effect, delete their Digimon other than the Digimon with the effect. that prevents deletion. No, it isn't met. If this effect didn't delete condition is only met when no Digimon are deleted by this effect. If even one Digimon is deleted, the condition isn't met. Do on-play effects trigger for Digimon played into the breeding area by this card's when attacking effect? No, they don't trigger. What does effects don't affect mean? The effect prevents a card from being affected by an effect. For example, your Digimon won't suspend if chosen for a suspend one of your opponent's Digimon effect. SDP won't be reduced if it's chosen for one of your opponent's Digimon, gets minus 3000 DP. Can a card that has an effect... can a card that has an effect won't effect be chosen? Yes, it can. Can a card that has effects don't affect be given effect? Yes, it can. It just won't be affected by it until the end, until it gets to like the end of the turn. If a card is affected by an effect, then it later gains an effect won't affect what happens to the effect that was affecting it. As soon as it gains, it'll no longer be affected. So if you can stop it from being affected. If this card, so many of these, later loses the effect, stone effect, then it will be affected as soon as it can be affected by effects. We've done this before. It's a lot of the same stuff. Then with the X, we've done the X. Can I use this card's trash main effect to delete just one of my Digimon? No, you can't. You have to perform the buy condition. So must delete 2 of your level 5 or higher Digimon with minus mons in their text. And that's referring to the X. Face-up security effects. We've talked about this before in other videos. Does a card's security effect trigger upon a security check when the card is face up? Yes, it triggers. If you shuffle a security stack, it goes face down. Can I activate this card's hand main effect even when I have no Digimon? Yes, it can be activated. The card played by this card's hand may affect Digivolved into a Pokemon at the turn end. In what order are the deletion from this card's... at turn end, in what order are the deletion from this card's effect and BT15 of Pokemon's end of your turn for process? You choose the processing order. What does the condition if this card was face up and the security card mean exactly the condition is met when the card is face up in the security stack upon being checked? Has to be face up. Can use this card's end of your turn effect to return just 4 cards with Lucemon in their text. No, you can't. It has to be 5. So it's the X. Can use this card's end of your turn effect to return 5 Digimon cards loose when their text or trash to bottom of the deck, but then choose not to Digivolve? Yes, you can. Can use this card's end of your turn effect to Digivolve into BG7 Lucemon? No, you can't. You can't ignore the digital requirements. So he's purple and your Lucemon are yellow, so you gotta be able to Digivolve and from Lucemon, so it doesn't ignore digital requirements. What else we got here? Can also activate this card's link effect by trashing this card itself when it's a link card. Yes, you can. Can you use link plus X to have this a Digimon that has multiple link cards, including this card. Can I use this card's link effect to trash one of that Digimon's link cards other than this card? Yes, you can. Can I use this card's on play when digivolving effect to link a card that doesn't have link? No, you can't. I chose a target to suspend using this card's alternate effect at such times. If the target can't suspend, does that mean it can't gain, can't unsuspend? No, even if this card didn't suspend a target, it can still give can't unsuspend. So you can do as much as you can, basically. Can use this card's alternate effect to give can't unsuspend to opponent's Digimon or Tamer without choosing a target to suspend. No, you can't. You have to at least try to choose a suspend target to do that. If this card's all turns once per turn effect didn't suspend an opponent's Digimon or Tamer, does that mean it doesn't count towards the once per turn limit? No, it counts towards the once per turn. Even if it didn't suspend your opponent's Digimon or Tamer, the can't unsuspend part of the effect is mandatory. Therefore, it counts towards the once per turn limit. So you can only do it once. The Pokemon's gonna be the same. All the same security effects. Yeah. Belphemon Sleep Mode. Can I trash just one card in my hand for this card's opponent's turn effect? No, you can't. You have to be requires you to trash 2 cards in your hand. Gotta meet it. We already talked about effects that don't affect, so we're not going to do that again. This card has multiple effects that trigger upon start of your main phase, in which order it can be activated. The effects trigger simultaneously, so the player can choose the activation order. Belpha mode, sleep mode in this card's dissolution cards. Do I have to trash the top set card whenever possible with this card's end of your opponent's turn effect? Yes, you must trash whenever possible. And there is Quartzmon Ace, multiple effects trigger. You choose the order. You choose the order. Simultaneous effects, you choose the order as player. This card's alternate effect. Alter effect. Unsuspending from effects such as start of your turn effects at the start of your turn. Yes, it prevents unsuspending. The unsuspend phase includes start of your turn effects. I have 2 mineral rock trait Digimon cards in my trash. Can I use this card's on play effect to just place 1 card from my trash in the Digimon cards? No, you can't. If you have 2 or more cards, you must place 2 cards in your Digimon cards whenever possible. So do as much as you can. I only have 1 mineral or rock card in my trait. Can I use this card's on play? Yes, you can. So if you only have 1, then yeah. But if you gotta do as much as you possibly can. That's the rule. Do as much as you can. Landramon, can I use this card's on play when digitaling effect to trash a Digillusion card from another of my Digimon? Yes, you can. Now, what else we got here? Dark Knightmon's got the X. We talked about that way before. Programmon, if I use this card's hand main effect to Digivolve into Sunrizamon, Digivolve from Sunrizamon into this card, ignore the Digillusion requirements. Does the combination with BT21 Sunrizamon make the Digillusion cost 2? Yes, it does reduce it. Can I activate this card's hand main effect at the same time as the effect, such as no, you can't. The P107 activates right away, so you can't. You just got to Digivolve. You can't use the hand main effect, so that you're not Digivolving just into the card. You're Digivolving by an effect. Can you use this card's on play when Digivolving effect to trash a Digimon card from another one? Digimon, yes, you can. Puridimon, this card has multiple effects simultaneously, so the player can choose the activation order. Can I use this card's first when Digivolving when attacking effect to place a mineral rock trait Digi card from my trash into the digital cards? Yes, you can. Can I activate the cards first when digivolving when attacking effect, but choose not to place any mineral or rock trait? No, you can't. If this card activates, you must place at least one card in the digital cards. However, if you choose not to activate this effect, it won't activate, and you don't place any digital cards. So you can choose whether you activate the effect or not. If an opponent's Digimon has a play cost of 5 and I use this card's second when digivolving an attacking effect to reduce the play cost by 6, does its play cost become -1? No, it doesn't. The minimum value is 0. The resulting play cost can't be negative, so I can't give you memory. So that's good. That's never the case. You can't reduce to -1. You only reduce to 0. Can I use this card's second when digivolving effect, when attacking effect, to trash a total of 3 digital cards from my multiple different Digimon? Yes, you can. Can I activate this card's second when digivolving when attacking effect, but choose not to trash any mineral or rock trait cards from my Digimon's digital card? No, you can't. This card's second when digivolving when attacking effect activates. You must trash at least one card. However, if you choose not to activate this effect, you won't activate, and you don't trash any cards. I use this card's second when digivolving when attacking effect to trash Landramon and reduce the play cost of opponent's Digimon by 2 from 4, so that's play cost 6. And then you want to use the inherited to delete. Yes, you can. Yeah. Machine Dramon's going to have all the same things. Magnetic Dramon, same thing. Multiple effects, so simultaneously, and you choose which the activation order. Can I trash just one Digillusion card for the first when digivolving when attacking effect? No, you can't. You have to do as many as you're required to do. Can I use these cards? You can use it to trash from multiple different Digimon. Can I place just one card in Digillusion cards for the conditions of this card's second when digivolving when attacking effect? No, you can't. Got to conditions of the second when digivolving when attacking effect require you to place a specified number of cards. So you have to do what it says, but you don't have to activate it. Does this card's first effect trigger if this card is among the cards revealed from the deck and trash? No, it's got to be trash from the deck. Revealing and then sending cards to the trash is not the same thing. My opponent has 8 cards in their trash. Can I use this card to start at main phase effect to trash the top 2 cards of their deck, then process the part of the effect after? Then yes, you can process it. My opponent has 11 cards in their trash. This card started main effect doesn't trash the top 2 cards of their deck, but I can process the part of the effect after then. Yes, you can. So it's, yeah. Does this card's first effect trigger if this card is among cards revealed from the... Yeah, it's the same thing. Again, it has to be trashed from the deck by an effect, not revealed from a search and then sent to the trash. That does not count. Doesn't count. Same thing with Devimon. It's got the same kind of as the Demi-Devi. Balmon. This card has 3 cards in its Digillusion cards, and I have 6 cards in my trash. If this card is deleted and it's on deletion effect triggers, if you have 10 or more cards in your trash condition allowing me to activate? Yes, this card and its Digillusion cards are placed in the trash at the same time as deletion, and the when digivolving effect will be pending activation. If you have 10 cards in the trash, once those cards are placed, this effect can be activated. I think that I meant by on deletion, but my opponent has chose this card as the target to return to the hand for Garurumons when digivolving effect. By returning it, if this card's alternate effect interrupts my opponent, this card's alternate effect interrupts, my opponent chooses the Garurumon that activated the when digivolving effect as its target for deletion, but arm approach prevents it from being deleted if this effect didn't delete conditions met preventing that card from leaving. Yes, it doesn't leave. Regulusmon can use this card's on play when digivolving effect to delete my opponent's Digimon without placing this card in Digivolution cards. Yes, you can delete it. Can this card's on play when digivolving effect suspend a different card from the one that can't can't unsuspend until the end of the turn? Yes, it can. That's kind of good. And Piedmont's got the same abilities here. Do we have anything? Saint mode, multiple effects trigger. You activate the choice. If my opponent doesn't delete one of their Digimon or Tamers, can I trash their top security card and this Digimon can't unsuspend? Sorry, and this Digimon can't unsuspend for this card's when digivolving when attacking effect. Does that mean it doesn't count towards the once per turn limit? No, it counts. Close. If I don't have any Digimon, can I use part of the effect after then in this card's starter main effect to play a Sunraysmon from my trash without returning this Tamer to the bottom of the deck? No, you can't. If you don't perform the processing specified by the buy in such an effect, the rest of the effect won't activate. Let's see what we're getting. Digimon Emperor. If I use this card's on play effect to return a blue-green 2-color Digimon from my opponent's trash to the bottom of the deck, what colors of level 4 or lower Digimon can I play using that effect? You can play any level 4 or lower Digimon that includes blue or green in any of its colors. What colors of cards does the same color as the specified card refer to? It refers to a card that has one of the same colors as the specified card. So you just have one of the same colors. So if you send back a dual colored card, you can do multiple colors. If I use Unicamel Gravel Hearts, if I use this card's delay effect to digivolve Digimon, can it digivolve into a mineral or liberator trait Digimon? No, it can't. It can only digivolve into a card with both mineral and liberator traits, which should be your entire liberator deck, basically. Well, unless you play the old Gogmamon. Paradise Lost. Can I use this card? I use this card and place it in the trash. Can I activate this card's trash end of your turn effect? Yes, it can be activated. I have 0 security cards. Can I activate this card's trash end of your turn effect? Yes, it can be activated. You can have your Digimon attack without spending, even if you can't trash a security card. If I use this card's trash end of your turn effect to attack, can that Digimon attack even if it's suspended? Yes, it can attack. If it allows you to attack without suspending, you still get the attack. Digimon. Does this card's alternate effect trigger even when this card would get linked by an effect to an already linked card whose linked card is trashed and replaced? No, it doesn't trigger. Digimon Ace. This card has multiple effects. They trigger simultaneously, so you get to choose. Can I return just one non-Digi-Egg card from my trash to the top of the deck for the condition of this card's on play? When digital effect? No, you can't. The buy condition can't be met if only some of the requirements are performed. It requires you to put, I think, 2 cards back in, so you have to do that in order to activate the full effect. If I have 20 more cards in my trash, can I use this card's Blast Digivolve to digivolve my level 3 Digimon with Impmon its name into a card during the counter timing of my opponent's turn? Yes, you can digivolve that card. So yeah, even though it's like the 20, it gives you the black text where it says 20 cards in trash, digivolve from Impmon for cost 4. So that works for the Blast Digivolution as well. So yeah, that is it. That is, we just kind of chose a good selection of cards. There's a lot of similar, things that we always talk about because it's just multiple effects. It's cards with, X referred into them. So you have to, watch out for that. There are a few new cool things in there. But yeah, there's a lot of abilities, and we just chose a really good cross section and just kind of went through them as fast as we could. So that is our Rule and Errata update. As always, if you want to see more and learn more about these cards, I would check the full thing out on the site, especially if there's certain cards we didn't go over. Hope you guys enjoyed this as always. Hope you found it, educational. And hope that you will join us for the next Rule and Errata update. We're going to have a lot of more content for EX10 coming out, so stay tuned. It's going to be great. We're 2 weeks away, so enjoy as much as you can. Looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. As always, have a wonderful day, and that's all for now, folks.